Question. Do anything look a little different? Does the quality look a bit better? Everything just, that's okay. If so, it is because I bought a new camera today. I bought a Sony a7C, and as soon as I got home, I played with the settings, put a new lens on there, and I said, I am going to record a YouTube video today because I didn't spend this much money on a camera for no reason. So you guys are most definitely going to get more YouTube content because I am going to get my money's worth out of this camera. But let's get into today's video. So as you guys know, I've been a content creator seriously for the past year. And a lot of my content has been mostly on Instagram and TikTok, mostly TikTok. And on TikTok, there's a lot of misleading information when it comes to the tech industry. But there's also a lot of great information about the tech industry on that app. And today's video is going to be me reacting to the great information and the misleading information. So the goal of this video is to clear up any information that may be misleading and to add information that's already great. There may be some things I can add there, or there can probably be something that I can add on from my personal experience. So before we get into any of these reactions, I just want to let anyone know this is not to degrade or make fun of anybody whatsoever. This is literally me reacting to videos and clearing up any misleading information or adding more great information to what's already there. So let's go over to the first video. Okay, so the first video is from Jeremiah Peoples. I actually recently just started following him, and he makes a lot of great content, so you guys should probably follow him. Let's look at this.
Hello. Hi, is this Jeremy? Sure is. Okay, my name is Barbara. I'm a recruiter over at Microsoft, and I came across your LinkedIn profile, and we are very impressed over here. Oh. Well, thank you, I guess. We see here you have a ton of experience, 2 years with HTML and CSS. Yeah, it's actually like a passion of mine. I've been creating custom animations for a long time now. Fantastic. We think you would be an amazing fit here. Okay, yeah, I guess I could be open to seeing what like a career at Microsoft has to offer. We would love to move you forward to the next round of interviews for our senior principal machine learning quantum blockchain engineer position. Opening up pretty soon. I don't think that's going to be the best fit for me. Great, whatever. So whenever you could you send over your availability? We have a hiring manager that is super eager to sit down with you. And we just have tons of benefits help.
Okay, if you work in the tech industry, you know how accurate and how funny this is. So this is funny because if you work in the tech industry, you're most likely getting hounded on LinkedIn by what we call headhunters. And headhunters are basically recruiters that don't work for a specific company. They work for a staffing agency such as like Robert Half or Tech Systems or whatever the staffing agency is. And they will reach out to you for a job that you're nowhere near qualified for. They may search up a few keywords, like you may have I work with Python or something like that, and now they're wanting you to be a super high level staff engineer that's going to run their entire programming unit or programming team or whatever it is. It's typically some outrageous stuff, and that was extremely funny because I've had that happen to me quite a few times, but that was funny. So the next video is from a creator called Dimey Baby, I think. If I butchered that, I am so sorry. And she gave out some great tips for 3 things to avoid if you want to break into tech. So let's check that out.
Not do if you're trying to break into tech. By the way, it's your girl Dime. You're recruiting best in your overall regular black girl that loves to live her best life and show you how you can do it too. Number 1, do not lie on your resume. I don't care who you pay to do your resume. I don't care if they're a professional resume writer. Do not lie because guess what? Recruiters will know. Number 2, do not apply to a bunch of jobs at the same time for the same company because that just shows a recruiter that you don't actually know what it is that you want, and that's just a red flag overall. Number 3, do not Do not think that getting into tech is easy. It's going to require some work. People will not be able to hold your hand. You are going to have to put the work in yourself. But I promise you, good things take time. So if you do the work, you will see the results that you're looking for. Go ahead and hit that plus sign.
Okay, so she really gave out some great tips. And the number one thing I see people doing on TikTok nowadays is lying on their resume. I see so many creators telling people to lie on their resumes to get a job into the tech industry. I'm here to tell you that is not the way to get into the tech industry, especially if you're trying to go for a technical role. Because the thing is, because people are lying on their resumes, they're making these interview processes a lot harder. Interviewing in the tech industry is already hard enough as it is, with 5 interviewers, one being technical, one being behavioral. It's just like a lot of different things that you have to do to get into the tech industry. And with people lying on their resumes, it just makes it that much harder to get into the industry. Because the thing is, it is not hard to figure out if you're lying on your resume, because anything that's on your resume is fair game to talk about. And another thing that she really made a great point about is, don't underestimate how hard it is to get into the tech industry. We see a lot of creators on this app talking about, oh, they got into the tech industry in 3 to 4 weeks or 1 to 2, 3 months. And most of the time when they are saying that, they are not in a technical role, and most likely they're either in tech sales or they are a recruiter for a tech company. And nothing is wrong with that whatsoever, but a lot of people that are saying the information is misleading the other people that's trying to break into this industry. So you have to be careful with that. Anything that's worth having is not easy to get. And I promise you, if you just sit down, put your head down and study and do everything that you need to do to get into the industry, you will have a long-lasting, promising career in this industry. Here's another great TikToker. She has great content, Nicole Young. And she actually, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. And I talk about this a lot on my social media, but just like look at it. I'm so fucking fly right now, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. Okay, so again, that was a very quick video, just pretty much landing my dream tech job without plan, because my LinkedIn profile and social media accounts were on point. And this is so accurate and so true. I can honestly say probably my last 3 to 4 jobs and all of my internships, I never applied. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some jobs I applied to, but 80 to 90% of my jobs came from recruiters reaching out to me on LinkedIn. And I tell people this all the time, especially when you're trying to break into the tech industry. Get your LinkedIn profile together. It is basically a living resume. Think of it as Facebook for professionals without all of the other BS that you have to deal with on other social media outlets. Most of the time when recruiters are searching for people, they're searching keywords. So if you, for instance, in your objective summary, you'll say, I'm a senior security engineer with about 6+ years of experience in Splunk or QRadar or cloud security, AWS, GCP. Typically what these recruiters do is they type in those keywords. And when they type in those keywords, your profile is shown in those searches. Your entire profile is basically a resume. So if you have any of those keywords on your LinkedIn profile, the recruiter is going to find you and they are going to reach out to you. Like if you see my LinkedIn DMs right now, it is crazy. I get at least 3 emails a day with new job opportunities. And that's another reason why I say I love the tech industry, because people are always reaching out to us for jobs. Like we would never not have a job, which is the cool thing about it. So even while we are going through layoffs, even though one company is laying off, another company is hiring. It's always great like that. Okay, so I've actually came across this video before on my TikTok timeline, but I never actually watched the entire video. It was always people stitching it together, talking about their compensation. But let me look at the actual video, the entire video, to see exactly what she was saying. Let's see.
I guess I'm gonna have to be the one to say it. A lot of these TikTok tech folks do not make the kind of money they telling you they making. There are a lot of people who are making good money, and you can make good money in tech, but that well into their 6 figures or 200,000 and all of this major money, cap. I guess I'm gonna have to.
Okay. That is actually funny, but it's also true. So let me kind of break it down. So when you hear people talking about compensation, how much money they're making per year, when it comes to these tech jobs, typically when you're working in companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Robinhood, whatever, those tech companies, and they have multiple components of their compensation packages. You have RSUs, you have sign-on bonus, you have your base salary, and you have performance bonus, and probably whatever else they throw in there. When these people are calculating their salaries, a lot of the times they're talking about their base salary, their bonus, as well as their RSUs. And some of these companies can give you well over $300,000 worth of RSUs. And $300,000 over a 4-year span is about, what, $70,000? Don't quote me on that, but about $70,000. And you have a base salary of $150,000 and a 10% bonus. So $150,000 with a 10% bonus, that's $15,000, $165,000 plus the $70,000 worth of stock. That's $230,000 in total compensation for the year. So while it's not all a bi-weekly paycheck, at the end of the day, it is definitely that is your total compensation package. And that's typically what people on TikTok are talking about. You do have some people that talk about just their base salary, but most of the time when you hear them talking about their compensation or total compensation, it's a combination of their sign-on bonuses, their performance bonuses, their base salaries, and their RSUs. Now there are some people that cap on there, but for the most part, making $200,000 in the tech industry, depending on where you work at, is not unheard of. It's actually kind of common, I'm gonna say. Like, I'm not gonna say it's common, I'm not gonna say it's super common, but it's definitely not unheard of. Like, a lot of new grads come out making that. But though, that is at the top tech companies. Typically, a lot of people don't get into those main companies, and it is a very low percentage rate of these people get into those companies, but it is still possible. I think for tonight, that is going to be all of the videos that I react to. But if you guys would like for me to do this more, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure I will make this a weekly thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.